Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Many of you have been asking about the jobs or NOCs that are in demand in Alberta. Since Alberta is one of the provinces which has the least PNP requirements, like a CRS score of just 300, and there's no need for any job offer or any high express entry requirements. There are many websites online that will give you the NOCs in demand, and even the Alberta government has a dedicated website that lets you know about all the NOC codes or job titles that are currently in demand in Alberta at any given time. That being said, COVID-19 has also been instrumental in making a few NOC codes more in demand in Alberta in the recent past. And although many sectors were negatively impacted by coronavirus-related shutdowns, some sectors have actually listed more job openings on account of the pandemic. If you are among these NOC codes which I'll be listing in the video, you can expect an invitation from Alberta really soon. Although you do not necessarily need a job offer to apply for Canadian immigration through the Alberta PNP streams, skilled work experience goes a long way toward an immigration application. All of the occupations currently in demand in Alberta fall into the skilled work category, which means that they count toward eligibility for one of any of the three federal high skill programs managed by the Express Entry system. The Express Entry system is also the first step into the Alberta Express Entry stream. For those of you who didn't know, I've already made a detailed video on how you can get your Canada PR through the Alberta Express Entry stream under the Alberta Immigrant Nominee program, or the AINP. The highlights being a low CRS score requirement of just 300, low education requirements, and the easy application process through the new My Alberta Digital ID or MADI. I've added a link to this process video in the description box below. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the Alberta government dedicated website that lets you know about all the NOC codes or job titles that are currently in demand in Alberta, and also 12 job titles or NOC codes that have had a higher demand in Alberta because of COVID-19. I'll also be telling you how you can apply for these jobs either from Alberta or even from your home country, so do watch this video till the end. Hey guys, this is Jason from Dream Canada. If you're new to the channel, I show people how to save their money and immigrate to new countries through my videos without the help of any immigration consultants or agents or lawyers. You can find all process instructions for you to apply on your own through this channel. Subscribe now because all the information provided here is completely free and I answer all your queries in the comment section and on my social handles on Instagram and Twitter, so don't forget to follow us there as well. Let's start directly with the official Alberta government website where you can check the NOCs always in demand in Alberta. You can keep checking the job titles or NOCs in demand through the official ALIS Alberta government website. Moreover, you can even sort your searches according to the current demand in Alberta, by your occupation or job title, or even through the number of people employed under your particular NOC code or job title at the moment. You can even use the resource pages from the website to actually even look for a job in Alberta and apply for it from your home country as well, if you're not already in Alberta. Alternatively, you can even use the steps mentioned in this detailed video on how you can get a job in Canada from your home country. I'll add a link to this video in the description box as well. Now coming to the top 12 job titles or NOC codes in demand in Alberta as a result of COVID-19. The first one is Computer and Information Systems Managers, which come under NOC 0213. These tech professionals are in demand in almost all provinces in Canada. They oversee and evaluate the activities of organizations that administer digital software and other information systems. After the pandemic was declared in March 2020, employment in this occupation was not affected at all in Alberta, which means that there was no shortage of job openings for NOC 0213 back in 2020, and this continues to be so right now as well. The next one is Software Engineers and Designers, which come under NOC 2173. This NOC is also in great demand in all the leading provinces in Canada. Software engineers and designers integrate and maintain a variety of different software required for smooth running and functioning of a business or workplace in Canada. They're often employed in the IT or tech consulting fields as well as by research and development firms. They too may also be self-employed. The tech industry in Alberta has grown in recent years. There are more than 400 tech companies in Calgary alone, which could account for close to around 2,000 job vacancies, including positions for software engineers and designers. The next one is Information Systems Analysts and Consultants, which come under NOC 2171. Employment during the pandemic was not affected for these tech professionals as well. Information Systems Analysts and Consultants test system requirements and provide advice on information system issues. They may be employed in tech consulting firms, or they can also be self-employed. The average employment levels for applicants with NOC 2171 experience trended higher throughout the pandemic and continues to grow as more and more people are now relying on technology to work remotely. The next one is Database Analysts and Data Administrators, which come under NOC 2172. Typically employed in IT consulting firms, database analysts develop data management solutions, while data administrators implement data administration policies, standards, and models. Employment for database analysts and administrators was not affected by the pandemic in Alberta. Year over year, employment levels trended up throughout. The shift to increased technology and data usage among organizations on account of the newly adopted work-from-home culture has increased demand for this NOC code. As the importance of information and databases increase, so too will the demand for data analysts and administrators. The next one is Nursing Coordinators and Supervisors, which come under NOC 3011. Nursing supervisors usually oversee activities of a team of registered nurses in healthcare institutions. Average employment levels in 2020 trended up throughout the year and for the months that followed until now in 2021 as well. The pandemic resulted in an increase in demand for nursing coordinators due to their critical role in ensuring patient care. As cases and hospitalizations grew, so did the pressure on hospital staff, and thus this demand for NOC 3011 still continues. The next one is Pharmacists, which come under NOC 3131. Pharmacists dispense prescriptions to patients and provide consultative services to healthcare providers. They may be employed in retail pharmacies or they may be self-employed as well. Industrial pharmacists are in the research and development branch and are employed by pharmaceutical companies as well as government departments and agencies. In recent years, community pharmacists in Alberta have taken on more responsibilities in the health sector. They can now administer vaccines, modify prescriptions, and manage a patient's diabetes or smoking addiction. The next one is Health Policy Researchers, Consultants, and Program Officers, which come under NOC 4165. Health policy researchers produce healthcare reports and administer healthcare policies. They are often employed by the government, consulting establishments, universities, hospitals, as well as non-governmental and international organizations. COVID-19 increased demand for this occupation as health policy researchers, consultants, and program officers were tasked with deciding how to respond to the direct impacts of the novel coronavirus. While keeping the public safe from the virus, they also had to address the consequences on people's overall well-being. The next one is Social and Community Service Workers, which come under NOC 4212. Social and community service workers implement activities that help their clients or community members deal with personal and social problems. They can work for government agencies, mental health agencies, group homes, and other private establishments as well. The recession caused by the pandemic impacted vulnerable individuals to a great deal, particularly those battling addictions, homelessness, and victims of domestic abuse, which were among the hardest hit. The result has been an increase in demand for social workers to help these individuals and families seek help and access to community services. The next one is family, marriage and other related counselors, which come under NOC 4153. Family, marriage and other related counselors particularly help people in overcoming their personal and professional problems and achieve their goals. They can be employed in counseling centers, government agencies, or they can even have their own private practices. Employment for this occupation was 66% higher in April 2020 compared to April 2019, and it's been ever increasing since then, even until now in 2021. As we all know, the pandemic has taken a toll on mental health, and as a result, counselors have been in huge demand, be it for helping people cope with the grief of losing someone to COVID-19, or controlling their stress levels and anxiety due to pay cuts in working environments, or drastic losses incurred in businesses. COVID-19 has exacerbated the symptoms of those who suffer from mental health disorders and increased feelings of isolation and anxiety on many people. Some counseling offices have even expanded services online to meet clients' needs amid the imposed public health restrictions. The next one is construction inspectors, which come under NOC 2264. Construction inspectors are in charge of inspecting new and existing infrastructure to ensure buildings are up to code. They can be employed by governments, construction companies, as well as architectural and civil engineering consulting firms. They too can be self-employed. Employment in this occupation too was not affected by the pandemic. In fact, it was 24% higher compared to the pre-pandemic months way back in 2019. Employment also trended up year over year in the months following. Throughout the pandemic, the construction industry was considered as an essential industry, and all employees in the construction industry were allowed to continue working even during the height of the coronavirus-related restrictions. The next one is contractors and supervisors and other construction trades, installers, repairers, and servicers, which fall under NOC 7205. These skilled trades professionals supervise the activities of various other trades persons, unskilled ones included, like masonry and plastering trades among others. They can be employed by a wide range of establishments, or they may operate their own business. Employment for this occupation was 65% higher during the pandemic compared to the year before and still continues to rise. The construction industry was deemed essential and operated throughout the pandemic. A large source of employment for construction came from the residential sector. The next one is employment insurance, immigration, border services and revenue officers, which come under NOC 1228. The onset of the pandemic resulted in an influx of applications for government programs in Canada, such as employment insurance and the newly created Canadian Emergency Response Benefit or CERB, among others. These agents are employed directly by the Government of Canada. They are tasked to enforce laws and regulations related to immigration, customs, border crossing, taxes, employment insurance, and other benefits offered to Canadian citizens, work permit or PR holders. For a limited time, Canada is also offering a temporary residence to permanent residence or a TR to PR pathway for essential workers who were supporting Canadians during the pandemic. The healthcare positions listed above are eligible under the Essential Workers stream, which is still open until November 5th, 2021, or until the intake cap of 20,000 applications is reached. I've made a detailed video on all the NOCs included in this pathway. I'll add a link to this in the description box as well. Alright guys, so those were the top NOCs in demand in Alberta. For more immigration and travel tips, subscribe to this channel now. Do like this video if you like the content and comment what topic you would like to hear about next. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe for regular updates on immigration and don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well. I wish you the best of luck for your application and hope you have a great day.